What's the biggest thing people may be getting wrong about how AI is working?
This is something that I think about a lot. When we compare the human mind to these AIs, we see that they work very differently. What the AI is designed to do, particularly when we're talking about a large language model like ChatGPT, which is one of a larger class of models called generative AI, these models are trained, designed to produce a particular kind of narrow output. That's fine. But if you look at what humans do, we do millions of things. Not only do we speak fluently in whatever our native language is, but we also can ride a bike sometimes. We can also ride a skateboard sometimes. We can also paint pictures sometimes. We can also do all kinds of other things. The reason we have this flexible ability to do so many things is because we have many mechanisms in our brain designed to tackle specific, smaller pieces of those problems. We have mechanisms in the visual areas of our brain that aren't there to look at the entire picture and see everything in every way, but rather to do very specific sub pieces of the vision problem. Just pick out the edges around objects. Put those edges together into shapes, right? Specific sub pieces of the visual problem then allow you to put those things together in such a way that you can recognize an object, make an inference about how big it is, how far away it is, what's it made of. This is very different than the way, for example, that a camera works. Cameras aren't using lots and lots of mechanisms to detect lots and lots of different kinds of information to put it together. Cameras are taking an image of light levels across an array, across a two-dimensional space. And when we see that, our brains can then parse that up into, oh, that's my Aunt Jan. This is her dog. This is their house. I can tell that Jan was not feeling very well that day. Her dog's looking kind of old. We can see so many things in a picture. That camera is not seeing all those things in that picture, right? It's representing the image in a way, but it's not representing it the way that we do. And it's not able to do the things with that image that we are. It's the same thing with these generative models. They're creating these sentences, and it looks good. They look like fluent sentences created by a human mind. But they're not understanding that content in the way that would allow them to do all kinds of things with that information, right? And because they don't have that level of understanding, they don't have the chance even of being what most people think of when they think about AI. When people think about AI, they imagine something like the Terminator, right? They imagine Skynet. They imagine some kind of system that isn't just doing one specific limited thing, but doing everything, right? It can work just like a human to get somebody speaking to it, and then it can talk back, but it can also control everything in your house, and it can plan for the future, and it can make decisions about what's better, who would prefer, what are they likely to do, anticipate what their needs are, all kinds of things. A model that's just predicting what the next couple words are in a natural human sentence, that doesn't even come close to the number of specific modules that you would need to work together to create something like human level general intelligence. Something that actually would be like those science fiction AIs, like the Terminator or Skynet. So if I had to pick one thing that people get most wrong, that probably has the biggest impact on how we treat these models and think about them, is using the fact that these models can speak relatively fluently to use that information to infer that they have something like general intelligence. Just because they're representing human language and able to predict human language a couple words at a time doesn't mean that they have that level of understanding that's going to allow them to do all those kinds of things that a human would do with that information.